on the screen. I'm going to switch the picture off as well, and because I just said about I thought it's just to save distractions more than anything. So let's no problem.
My dog's barking. I go on mute now.
Thank you, Anya. Cheers. Thank you for coming back, Polly. I hope that you didn't have too much struggle to get in. I'm just going to switch your video off as well. Stop video. Brilliant. So we're all sorted here. That's really good. So the reason for I put the recording on. The reason for just muting our pictures and our like I said, sound is so that we can really step into this space that I'm just gonna invite you to go there. Let me just check that I've got my let's just mute you there, Ollie. That's it. Just checking that I've got my. I was busy talking, so I didn't have my information up. So I'm just going to invite you to take a deep breath and to breathe it out. We're on record, so I just want you to sit back and just really relax. I hope that you're able to hear me okay. Cassie, if you can just let me know that the sound's coming through fine, then that'll be fantastic. And so we're just going to invite our guides and teams who are already here anyway. We're just going to make sure that they're here with us. If you want to place your hands on your heart and have your feet firmly on the ground, I'm just making sure. Hopefully we'll get through the next 20 minutes or so. Just really stepping into this space of self-worth and limitations that have maybe been affecting our lives and showing up in so many different ways. And, you know, it's that thing of being able to thank these experiences, but also as well to be able to, thank you, release them. And to know as well that, you know, one of the things about healing is that, as we know, well, maybe some of us know, some of us don't, but one of the things that I was really mindful today is that we've got the physical layer, we've also got the etheric layer, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. These are all parts of our bodies that we maybe we haven't fully connected with. So as I breathe in with that hand on the heart, I'm just wanting you to really ground ourselves into this space and to take some real deep breaths and just to bask in this energy of love that is showering us this evening. And you might be beginning to feel some heat or some sensations that are taking place in the top of the head. I'm asking to connect to that beam of light that goes all the way up into the sky and all the way down into the core of Mother Earth. We're just going to step into that light. The intention is to be able to really anchor ourselves into the earth, and the sensations that are going through my head at this moment is really highlighting that presence of love that is surrounding all of us here on this call tonight and anybody who's listening to the recall. And we just ask for our guides and our team to really be with us and to protect us during this next 20 minutes and beyond. So this light is beaming into our crown, into our third eye. It's going all the way down into our throat. And sometimes we can have a stuckness in our throat, a sense of not being able to fully speak our truth, which is again linked to self-worth. So we ask for this infinity healing to be able to work with helping us to release our voices, to be able to sing our songs. And as Polly said tonight, Sweet Chariot. I can hear that now singing, being played. And so we clear through the throat and we go to the heart. That place, that little ticker that really sometimes has been scarred because of feeling of that lack of worth. Maybe we're not worthy to have good things happen to us, that we're familiar with darkness, of sadness that can maybe visit us on a regular basis. We're wanting to tip that balance. And so we're asking to illuminate the heart this evening to be able to release anything in there that no longer serves. And then we're going into our solar plexus, that central part of our being. And as I mentioned this earlier, the solar plexus being that place, and I just want to refer to my notes here, but the solar plexus, that place of creativity, place of really releasing our intuitive self and having that confidence to be able to do that. Place where there's sometimes our emotions, the toxic emotions, can be held here. And our connection to relationships, really wanting to align to having good connections with people where there isn't any fear of expressing ourselves. And so then that space of expression, lovely to hear that little voice there. And so really wanting to support attracting, empowering and loving relationships, because when our self-worth has been shattered and we're looking outside of ourselves for validation, then that can have an impact on us for all our lives, where we're constantly looking outside of ourselves for other people to say that everything's okay. So again, we're wanting to tap into that element of ourselves that maybe we've doubted, and then we're clearing down into the root chakra, that place of security and often insecurity when it comes to self-worth. We're going down into our hips and our thighs. This light's going all the way down into our knees and our ankles that we've been talking about this evening. And it's going to anchor into all those different layers, the crystalline layers of the earth, right down into Mother Earth, into the core. And we're anchoring in. And then we're going to be lifting up, all the way back up into the heart. And so I'm just ask you to hold that space there in your heart. Take a deep breath in and breathe it out. And as we're breathing it out, we're pushing out that energy into all those layers, from the physical layer, the etheric layer. We're going out into the emotional, the mental, the spiritual. We're going out into the building that we're in, the room that we're in, the country, the village, the town, the planets. We're going all the way out into infinity. And the reason why we're doing that is because we really want to clear anything that is holding us back from being our truth self with regards to our self-worth. As we're going to go into there. So before, I'm going to activate now the Infinity Healing and Energetic Template. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and if you would like to receive the healing associated with each of those questions, then I simply ask you to say yes. And it's as a result of you saying the yes that releases the energy. So that Infinity Healing activation is linked in. So I would like to ask you 3 questions to start us off. So would you like to receive an infinity healing to clear everything in the way of you receiving the maximum during this session? If you would, then say yes. Would you like to receive an infinity healing to clear anything in the way of you releasing the maximum during this session? If you would like to receive that, then say yes. And if there is any part of you that is interfering with, doesn't understand, is sabotaging, or is afraid of what is available for you today, would you like to receive a process to move those parts of you aside, to show them what is happening from the highest possible perspective, so that all aspects of you can be on board with you receiving and releasing the maximum throughout all levels of your being? If you would like to receive that, then say yes. So as I was preparing for today, there are so many different angles that I wanted to come from. But then I thought, do you know what? Let's just stick to the basics. So, one of the things that I believe is about recognizing, so are you worthy? Are you worthy of living and life? Because I know for me, it was a question that I had to ask myself from being very young, as I mentioned before. Have you ever thought about whether or not you're worthy for living? So if you have, and even if you haven't, but there's things that are niggling you that have really stopped you from living out the best you, then if you would like to receive an infinity healing to know that you are worthy of living in life, and if there's anything that's stopping you from believing that, then I ask that you release that with a yes. Limiting beliefs can often leave us feeling that we no longer, that we are not good enough, that we can doubt our abilities to actually achieve greatness. If they resonate with, those words resonate with you, then you would like to receive an infinity healing to release anything that is stopping you from believing that you are not good enough and that you have a doubt in your abilities, then I ask you to say yes to release those this evening. If you are somebody who's had to live a life of seriousness, I come across a lot of people who have been really serious about living, and I would class myself as being one of those as well. Always having to be vigilant in life, always having to be one step ahead in order to really make sure that you're safeguarding yourself. If that's you and you would like to receive an infinity healing to release that seriousness of living and always having to be on guard and having to be vigilant of what's going on and never living in the present moment, which the reality is all that we've got. If you would like to release anything that's holding you back from living life to its full in the present moment, then say yes. If you've ever felt that you were comparing yourself, always, especially with siblings, if you always felt that you was having to compete, that everything was outside of yourself, you was evaluating that if it's okay for them, then it would be okay for you. What impact has that had on your life in adulthood? That maybe some of those were memories as a child where you was always competing or comparing, because we do live in a world where that still takes place. So if you like to receive an infinity healing to clear away those comparisons and those competitions and always looking outside of ourselves to measure if that's okay, then if you'd like to receive an infinity healing to release that for the maximum of your higher good, then say yes. And as we go back into that gut feeling, sometimes we don't recognize our intuitive self because we've never really practiced, never really felt confident to fully believe and accept and embrace that our higher selves are constantly giving us clues and reminding. So if you would like to receive an infinity healing to help you clear anything that's been in your ancestral line, any different generations from years and years and centuries, to really clear anything that is stunting and stopping us from feeling that gut feeling and recognizing that familiarity, really being able to hear and listen to that guidance. If you'd like to receive an infinity healing for that to take place, then say yes. And as we fully embrace our true essence, let's us recognize that we are the gift for each other. And it's our presence that offers that gift to each other. So asking our higher self to support us in tapping into that soul wisdom, that innate which we were born with, that wisdom to empower not just our lives with true self-worth, but others as well, and to help us to recognize that we're made up of trillions of cells and that we'd never be able to balance those out in this lifetime. But let's step into that richness that comes from within. And as we release more of who we are in terms of our density, our pain, our negativity, or even our tears, what we do is we access more. We access more, we're making room. So if you'd like to receive an infinity healing, to release all that no longer serves us from really stepping into your true essence and embracing that self-worth, releasing those limitations. If you would like to receive that blessing today, then say yes. I'm just going to allow for some integration time in order for that to settle into where it needs to go. So there will be a autopilot that is running through those energies in order for you to receive the maximum shift. If you would like to be placed within that autopilot, then just say yes. I just want to ground this activation by bringing you back in from infinity, drawing your energies back into the country, all the way back into the village, the country, the town that you're in, into the building that you're in, through the different layers of our bodies, our energy bodies. We've got our spiritual, our mental, emotional, or etheric, our physical bodies into our hearts, and all the way down from the core of Mother Earth, up our feet, our ankles, our thighs, our calves, our knees, our thighs, our hips, our root chakra, our sacral, solar plexus, into our hearts, and all the way down from the top of our crown to our third eye, our throat chakra, and our heart, and anchor into our heart. The deep breath in, and as we push that energy back out, we take it down into the core of Mother Earth and just anchor in there. I'd just like to remind you, just in case you haven't had an infinity healing before, I know some of you have, then do be mindful that to drink lots of water. Often a lot of people talk about being thirsty. You may receive some purging symptoms. Just stay grounded as much as you can. Anchor into there. I always say, put your hands on your heart and just breathe and feel your heartbeat. That often really does help to anchor you back and stay grounded. And be mindful of any dreams, any shifts that you might experience. Just make note, because this is the subtle ways that our bodies try and tell us. So really, really tune into that and listen to that guidance, any synchronicities as well. And thank you so much for taking part. Do be in touch with any feedback, anything that you have experienced that you feel that you need to tell me about, because it's definitely been part of your time that you've spent here today. We'd just like to thank our guides, God, Source, Universe, for being with us through this activation today and spending this time together. I thank you so much, and for trusting and being in the space to go there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you so much for everybody being on. Like I said, do reach out, give me some feedback, which will be absolutely fantastic. Feel free to message me on Facebook or on my website or wherever you like. And I hope to speak with you all again soon. Thank you so much. I don't know if anybody's got anything that they want to say. I just feel like, do I just close out now and that's it? Or so if anybody's got anything to say, I'll just sit and wait here until, but do feel free to go. But do remember, I had a wonderful time. And yes, Anya, do be in touch. Yeah, I'd love to find out more about your creative space that you're going to be creating and decluttering. Thank you so much, everybody. And feel free to disconnect.